What's up, Flick fans? Welcome back to the channel. Run, Rabbit, Run is the brand new Netflix thriller. Is Sarah Snook going to make up for what her character did at the end of Succession? No spoilers, but come on. All jokes aside, leave your thoughts on this film in the comments. Did it work for you? Did it come together? Let's talk about it. As a fertility doctor, Sarah has a firm understanding of the cycle of life. However, when she is forced to make sense of the increasingly strange behavior of your young daughter, Sarah must challenge her own beliefs and confront a ghost from her past. This film is rated TV mature for language and smoking, some creepy imagery here and there, and it's a film that relies on mainly Sarah Snook's performance to kind of get us through some of the slower moments. But I love a good thriller. I love a good thriller that builds and builds and builds a mystery like this, and then hopefully, eventually, there's a payoff. Right? I'm going to try not to spoil integral moments in this film, but essentially you're dealing with the idea of something bad that has happened in the past, but our lead doesn't necessarily remember. Does she? Doesn't she? That's a question we're asking, but we as an audience, we're supposed to believe that there is some sort of evil at play, and, you know, there's a scene where we go to a nursing home. We start to not get answers to our questions, but we start to somewhat understand the role that other people are playing in this mystery, and whether or not what her daughter is saying is true, that's the mystery that's up in the air. But we're also supposed to believe that Snook's character is experiencing all of these things. So is what she experiencing real? Is she over-exaggerating on what her daughter is doing and saying? Is what she's saying true or not? And, you know, this sounds really cool just from me describing it, right? But when you watch the movie and the way it plays out, it just kind of comes across as a mother and a daughter screaming at each other for... That's mean. With this Australian setting and an Australian director, I'm, feeling Babadook vibes when this movie begins. I want it to be this ominous, slow-building mystery, and I want there to be horror in there because we're dealing with scary kids, or kids doing scary things. Ghosts. Or are there ghosts? And beyond the direction here that is visually solid, and the way that she handles this lead performance is great. Dana Reed, our director here, who does a great job with series like Shining Girls and The Handmaid's Tale, but you transition into a movie where you only have so much time to tell a story like this, yet at the same time, it also feels like there's not enough story to keep you engaged here, so when you have scenes that just kind of go on, and I like the idea of slowly building this madness and getting a feel for where her character is mentally. That's great. And the performance is there. Yeah, they're talking about Sarah Snook. You know she's going to give a good performance, and she does, but it's like, what's the substance here? What is what we were supposed to latch onto as an audience? And unfortunately, I just wasn't feeling connected not only to, the mother-daughter dynamic, which was represented well by the actors, but I think the writing is a little weak there. But I also just didn't really care about this mystery as much as our characters do. She's worried about it, rightfully so, but I'm sitting here like, well, your daughter's just saying weird things. LaTorre is also good as Mia. Is she Mia? We don't know. We're trying to figure that out as we go, but, she didn't have that much in terms of giving the audience a few answers here and there before we get our ultimate resolution at the end, and that was another thing where I saw that coming from a mile away, the way that it wrapped up, and I knew it would be disappointing when it happened, and sure enough, it happened, and that was really unfortunate. They couldn't do anything to subvert my expectations or just go a step further, end it in a way that felt more satisfying. But when the movie ends, and this is me trying to tiptoe around spoilers here, I just sit back going, you sure about that? You sure about that? That's why? Also, the characters aren't really likable. The main protagonist, Sarah Snook's character, she'll do and say things. There's another kid at one point, and she's just kind of berating the child, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not an adult. That is
a child. No.
But it's almost like the writing can't maintain the idea that they're trying to build, and the thrills, they're just not there. It's not all that horrifying. I guess there was one moment where you think something happens to a character, and that was scary for our characters, but that wasn't scary as a viewer. So other than the lead performance and some really nice cinematography, I like the slow building aspect of it, but slow building works when the pacing is good, but the pacing in this film just doesn't come together, frankly, at all. I thought it was bad. Before I give you my score, I'm a little more on the negative side. Let me know why this movie worked or didn't work for you. Did you like the lead performance? All of those things. And drop a thumbs up if you want to. It's fine. Here we go. Run Rabbit Run is unable to maintain its chilling build-up because the story becomes uninteresting fairly quickly. The lead performances are great, but the pacing here falls completely flat. You know, maybe a movie that you can put on in the background. I'm not going to say it's the worst thing I've ever seen, but in terms of where my expectations were, especially after seeing some of the marketing, I was like, oh, this could be interesting. It didn't quite work. It didn't come together for me. Feels like, you know, the type of bad Netflix movie that you think of, but that's just my opinion. I need to know yours. Let me know, was I too negative? Am I in a bad mood? Maybe. See you soon.